And it's a very big schus for me to be able to join. We're uniting together. We're going to Be'ezus Hashem say Tehillim together and be Zaycha B'siyata Dishmaya to a Freilich in Purim, Tovshin Pei Gimel, and all of our Tefillah Shetaka be answered L'Toiva. The Gemara tells us in Megillah Yud Beis, what was it that Bnei Yisrael did that they deserved to be exterminated? Mamish, to be destroyed. Of course, we know we were saved. We did tshuva. We fasted. We davened. We united. Lech Kenai says Kol HaYehudim. But what did we do that we deserved such an extreme punishment? There's an entire list of different mefarshim that give many answers. I want to share with you that which Rabbi Chasman tells us. Rabbi Chasman explains, some perhaps say that we ate forbidden foods, and Rabbi Chasman feels that it's an entirely different approach. We attended that feast of Achashverosh. What was taking place? We know Chazal tell us that Achashverosh utilized the kalim of the Beis HaMikdash, perhaps over 1,000 kalim. The wine that was served was being poured into the kalim of the Beis HaMikdash. Many things were done at that Suda, at that Mishnah, to replicate, to duplicate, to reenact different parts of the Beis HaMikdash. In fact, Chazal tell us that Achashverosh himself put on the begadim of the Kohen Gadol. And what was the reaction of those who attended that feast? The Gemara explains, or Rabbi Chasman explains, not just that we attended, but we saw what was going on. We were witnessing the kalim being used, the begadim being worn, and we were unfazed. We were unaffected. We were unreceptive to what was taking place. And that, says Rabbi Chasman, is the reason precisely that Klal Yisrael unfortunately deserved that punishment so severe of lahashmin laharugu li'abed, and to be exterminated. You are watching the kalim of the Beis HaMikdash. You are watching somebody walk around in the big day kahuna. You're unfazed. You're unaffected. You're unreceptive to what's going on. Why weren't we crying? Why weren't we shedding bitter tears and weeping? We no longer have a Beis HaMikdash, and look what's taking place. Were we spiritually dead? When we reach that level where we seem to be so unaffected and unfazed by witnessing what our eyes saw, it is for that reason, says Rabbi Chasman, that we deserve the punishment that, yes, was so extremely harsh. We could watch the kalim being used, the begadim being worn, and not be shedding tears. The Navi tells us in one of the Kinais, Yirmiyahu says, in that which we say on Tisha B'Av, Al Eile Ani Beichia, Eini Yardu Mayim, a very powerful pshat. We should mamish open up our hearts to this explanation of how the words could be translated. Al Eile Ani Beichia, says the Navi. You know why I'm crying?
Can I give you my credit card?
Sure.
Eini Yardu Mayim. My eyes are shedding tears. Why is it only my eyes? Why am I the only one crying? For that, says the Navi, Al Eile Ani Beichia, I cannot stop weeping, because the chisara, the fault is Eini Yardu Mayim. My eyes are shedding tears. Why is it only my eyes? Why, wondered the Navi aloud, Isn't everyone having Yardumayim, tears, weeping, coming down there when it's Aini, but everybody else seems to be unaffected, unfazed, and unreceptive, spiritually dead? On that, the Navi says, Al Eila Ani Beichia. That, says Rabbi Chasman, was the chisaron of why Klal Yisrael deserved to be exterminated. Lahashmi laharugul abed. You once had a Beis Hamikdash, and instead of yearning for the Geula, instead of crying about the Golus, you saw the Kalim being used and the Begodim being worn, and you were unfazed and unaffected. When you're spiritually dead, Klal Yisrael deserves lahashmi laharugul abed. When we're gathering now and we want to not just daven, but Mayrai v'Rabbaisai mamish, storm the Sharei Shemayim, united in Tehillim, in Tefillah for the Geula. We have to rectify that Aveira that Reb Leib Chasman says was the cause of the potential destruction. We can't be unfazed, we can't be unaffected, we can't be unreceptive, and we can't respond by being spiritually dead. The last number of weeks, we think about Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael, as we always do, we always should, and we always must. But particularly the last few weeks, every one of those who died, those that were murdered al Kiddush Hashem, we take a look at some of the pictures, the purity, the innocence. Hearts are broken. We don't know. But one thing we must remember, we could never hear this news, that which is taking place to Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael, Cholila, that we should respond by unfazed and unaffected. And that's the way I view the gathering now. We're gathering to show we are phased, we are affected, we are being receptive, and no, we're not spiritually dead. Oh, how we're davening for Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael, and specifically in Eretz Yisrael. But that's the battle of Amalek. About Amalek, it says, Asher korcha baderech. Literally, it means they chanced upon you. Korchos from the word kor. Kor means cold. They want us today to be cold, unreceptive, unfazed, and unaffected. That's what Amalek is, Asher Karcha. But we're a nation, Yisrael. How do you spell Yisrael? Yud Shin Reish Aleph Lamed. The middle letters, letter number 2 and 4, the Shin and the Aleph spells the word Eish. Our essence is fire. Our essence is warmth, a Varmkeit, a Hislavus, a passion, an Ibergegebenkeit. At the core of Yisrael is Eish, fire. Amalek, Rabbi Sai, is the antithesis, And you see this so beautifully for the gematria of Yisrael. Yud Shin Reish Aleph Lamed is 541. Those two middle letters that I spoke to you about, Eish, our essence, our Malhus. Eish Aleph Shin is the gematria of 301. When you remove the Eish from Yisrael, remove 301 from 541, you're left with only 240. And 240 is, of course, the gematria exactly of Amalek. That's the battle of Purim. That's the battle I hope those who are listening to tonight, let's wage the battle together as we yearn for the Geula, as we storm the Sharei Shemayim. I beg you, I beseech you to remember, at the center of Yisrael is Eish, our passion, our fire, our Islavus, our bren. Oy, when the Eish is removed from Yisrael, when the 301 is taken out of the 541, we're left with only 240, Amalek. who represents being unfazed, unaffected, and spiritually dead. We're gathering tonight in Mass. We're gathering to unite to daven for the Geula with the Eish at our center, with the Eish as our noun, our essence, and our mahus. That is how to defeat Amalek, with Eish, fire, bren, passion, Ibergegebenkeit at our center. May it be the will of the Ribbono Shel Olam. If the destruction was going to happen because we were unfazed, let us tonight and now make a resolve. Here's the key, Rabbi Sai, don't miss it, to show the Ribbono Shel Olam. When we think about the Beis Hamikdash and how the Kalim were used and how the Begadim were worn, we yearn, we crave, Ani Ma'amin and Acha Sha'alti, how we think about wanting to be Zoicha, to see the Big Day Kahuna and the Bayis Shlishi. We are not unreceptive. We think about the tsaros, the unspeakable tragedies taking place in Eretz Yisrael, and we are affected mamish to the core. We'll use the Eish to be there for a fellow Yid. We'll use the Eish to bring us closer to the Ribbono Shel Olam. And may we be Zoicha, like it says, the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed by Eish, but it will be rebuilt with Eish, with the passion and the Hislavus and the yearning for the Geula. That Eish will bring about the Bayis Shlishi. B'mheira b'yameinu, amen.